What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to the stream. I hope you're all doing well. In today's stream of Euro Truck, we're basically just going to kick back, relax and chill out, to be honest. You know, just have a little chat, just have a little dabble, maybe do a few deliveries here and there, and you know, be in the market for a new truck as well. I'm contemplating whether to actually like do a few quick jobs, you know, just to kind of get a general feel of what the other trucks are like, to be honest with you, because I haven't driven that many, if I'm completely honest. Now, I was going to jump into the truck dealer and actually see what's available. And kind of just generally go from there, to be honest. But yeah, screw it. We'll jump into the truck dealer and we'll have a look and see what we got. Now, I did like the Volvo. I'm not too sure what trucks I actually have. Oh, I do have a Volvo as well. Okay, so that's generally what I'm going to do then. I'll just jump in and see what jobs are available and kind of go from there. So what have we got? Freight market. Now there's a lot of jobs available. 35 minutes, that's no good. That's no good. Alright, we'll just go around the general area then. We'll just go around the general area and see what's going on. How's it going? Got the munchies? Welcome to the stream, mate. I hope you're doing well. Let's have a look, shall we? I think we got some dealers around here anyway. In fact, I think there's one right behind me. But it shouldn't be too bad anyway. Pop that on the floor a second. Alright, let's get this started. It's a bit weird. Lots of cables everywhere. But so far, so good. So, and there's nothing behind me, so I best just turn around. Yeah, all good's here, man. All good. Yeah, just thought I'd jump on and, you know, do a little bit of Euro Truck. Fancy doing a little bit of driving, so oh, look at that. Perfect. There we are. Press enter and we'll have a look and see what jobs they got on the freight market. Oh, we got quite a few. That one looks interesting. It's a driller. Where's that going to? Latvia. Okay. That one's a bit closer. That one's in the other direction. That's to the UK. We are in Germany right now. I think, do you know what? I think I'm actually going to go, I think I'm going to go with the Latvia job. I think that's going to be a pretty nice chilled out route. Yeah, screw it. We'll take it. If we finish it, we finish it. If we don't, we don't. And I'm pretty much lined up. So just straighten that out a little bit. But yeah, like I say, I hope you're all doing well. Back to the madness. Amazing stuff. Right, we will attach that. Right, that's all above board. We may need to stop and get some fuel. But I mean, other than that, we're cooking on gas. But I mean, first of all, I just wanted to say a massive thank you to all of you, even the new subscribers as well. You know, we finally reached over the 200 subscriber mark, which is absolutely fantastic. Going to be blocking a little bit of the road, but You know, that's traffic lights' fault. That's not my fault. But yeah, there's been a lot going on in terms of gaming news in the world. To be honest with you, I haven't really been following it because there's not really been that much which has really caught my attention, if I'm honest. I appreciate that, got the munchies. You know, it's something that I didn't think would happen, but yet here we are. But like I say, I have got a bit more variety coming to the channel, you know, which is pretty cool. Few more simulation games in the works, so. And I think as well, I'm gonna give Train Sim World 2 another go, you know, just to try and familiarise myself with it, to be honest with you, because I've tried it a couple of times and I do like it. I think it's just more so the controls which are a little bit daunting, you know. But I'm not going to completely rule it out. Yeah, I did see that. I also noticed as well that it'll be on the old Games Pass. Which is pretty cool. You know, but with these new games which are coming out, you know, like I say, it's more questions than answers at the moment. Feels that way with a lot of stuff. Ah, okay. Yeah, I mean, for the future of these games, you know, I mean, I saw that Saints Row the Third, you know, not the Saints Row reboot, should I say, you know, an absolute mess. And I think just in gaming in general, I think people that have the power, you know, the reviewers that have the power to really make an influence, that do their reviews, I think people need to start really saying how games are, rather than just pretending that they're good, if that makes any sense at all. You know, because I mean, oh goodness me, because I mean, some games, you know, if we don't kick up a fuss, we don't complain, the bar, the standard just goes lower and lower and lower, you know. And if we don't give our honest verdict, our honest opinions on these things, the bar just goes lower and lower in terms of standard for what we get as games, you know. It's not always the case, but I mean, for now, it's definitely showing, isn't it, in terms of gaming. It's a very tight spot to be in at the moment, especially if you aren't too sure whether you're on the older gen consoles, you know, and you want to move up or upgrade. You know, do I buy a new gen console? Do I buy a PC? You know, the market is just such a mess. Yeah, there definitely is. Definitely is got the munchies. I mean, for me in general, just Just the whole idea, you know, like we'll go back to Fernbus for consoles. You know, the whole idea of it coming to consoles just rings alarm bells to me. And it's not that I don't want it to, you know, like I don't want consoles to get a little bit of love when it comes to simulation games. It's just like being honest with myself, you know. And people have got to start being a little bit more honest about the way they feel about these things, rather than, you know, just claim that everything is good, because it clearly isn't. You know, but I mean, as for Euro Truck, I mean, I was asking myself this question the other day. I was like, what actually makes this game so good? Like, why is it so great? Why is it so sort of sought after and praised a lot by the trucking, you know, busing simulation community? You know, and I think that a lot of game developers, publishers, they can learn from these games. If they put enough time and effort and money into it, with a little bit of passion, we could have some really, really good simulation games, because I don't feel like we're just limited to, you know, American Truck, Euro Truck. I think there is a wide sort of market that's open that nobody really seems to be taking advantage of, and I think that if they just paid a little bit more attention to what's going on around them, you imagine the potential that we, you know, the games that we would get if they did those things. Yeah, that's right, yeah, they do tend to it like it's a garden. Yeah. But I mean, in the contrary to that, you know, you can have a beautiful garden, just put your mind to it, you know, put a little bit of time and effort into these things, and that's, you know, that's what's really griping me at the moment when it comes to simulation games, not just for console but for PC as well, because, you know, in turn, when they bring over ports from PC to console, the PC players kind of get a little bit bullied in a way. Now, a lot of people go, well, what are you talking about? You know, you've got loads of simulation games on here and stuff like that. But what they're doing is they're making the console players believe that they're getting a good deal by giving you know, everyone all the DLCs for free. But at the same time, they're making the PC side of it pay for it, and there is a big backlash at the moment. Not just with Fernbus, but with a few other titles as well. You know, it's not looking good. Oh, that is going to be a bit tight, isn't it? Yeah, that's right, got the munchies, definitely. They, you know, you can definitely tell that they've been in it for the long haul, and I mean for the foreseeable future. You know, it's going pretty strong, especially with the modding community as well. Just gonna have to watch that trailer a little bit, because that is mighty close. I think we're all good now. Yeah. But the thing is, even though Euro Truck and American Truck are good games, they do reach their points, you know, of where it can get a little bit tedious, it can get a little bit tiring, and sometimes you want a little bit more variety, you know. And I'm not saying that there isn't a lot of variety in these games, but like, it would be really nice to have another title which does a very similar thing but offers different things, you know what I mean? Because for me, I don't know if any of you guys are the same, but I think the open world element of it all being able to explore and travel to different destinations, the bigger the better really in terms of map scale, but it has to be detailed. I think that really kind of generally sways me towards games, you know, if it's open world, it's got a little bit of free roaming, it's not like linear, you know, you're not stuck to particular ways of, you know, of gaming, you know, the world's your oyster sort of thing. How's it going, Sim Racer mate? Welcome to the channel, welcome to the stream. Or should, welcome to the channel. Welcome to the stream, mate, hope you're doing well. Yeah, that's it, got the munchies, that's it. Having a mare, to be honest. Got a keyboard so I could play Euro Truck on the Xbox. I mean, does that work? Does it? I didn't know. I mean, you know, I don't know whether it does or it doesn't, to be honest. I know there is some keyboard support for Xbox, but I don't know as far as you know, using it for games, so to speak. Oh, what a silly place to start, but thank you for letting me out. See, I'm really surprised because I thought that the wheel support would be sort of native to the game itself, you know, but yeah, it's a bit strange. Ah, okay. Well, once you get like the itch to play it, you know, you kind of can't help yourself, can you? You know, that's what it's like for me the majority of the time. Whoa, slow it down. Yeah, Steam does recognise the Xbox controller, Sim Racer. I use an Xbox controller through Steam to play games. I actually use the Xbox controller to play DayZ quite a lot through Steam. But obviously you have to configure it. You know, there are templates as well that you can use. Yeah, going over the 200 subscriber mark, I mean, that's absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy, you know. Like I say, this channel, you know, I'm here for the long haul. And I hope to see it grow, and obviously, like I say, I hope that you're all still around, you're all a part of it. You know, this is still early days, and I'm still trying to find my rhythm, really. I do like simulation games, and I think that's generally the way that I'm gonna go. But every now and then I will chuck in a few, you know, I will chuck in a few other sort of indie titles as well, maybe some other AAA titles too. Contemplating buying the new Call of Duty, you know, not too sure about it yet, but can't remember the last. I think it was Vanguard that I played. I wasn't too impressed with it though, but we shall see. Whoa, almost crashed then reading the chat. Yeah, 500 euros is not bad for PC, but I wouldn't expect too much from that. You know, I mean, you can get graphics cards which cost that much. Do you know what I mean? But you know, you don't really need like a super powerful computer to play this. No. My fear was buying one, because I was going to go down the route of like buying a cheapish one just to play it, and then I thought to myself, I'll get it and I won't be happy with the quality based on what I see like on YouTube and stuff. So I just kind of stopped myself there and just thought, you know what, I may as well get a decent one, that way, you know, I can enjoy other games too. But 500 euros isn't too bad if we can build you one for that price. It's pretty decent. I mean, like I say, I'm not doubting you there, Sim Racer. But you know, there's actually a lot of gaming PCs and gaming laptops out there which are by credited companies, you know, like official branded stuff, which say they do that, but then, do you know what I mean? They actually don't. But like I say, if it runs what you want to play, you know, and you just want to use it strictly for gaming, then that's fair enough. I suppose the good thing about it as well is that if you're an Xbox player, you know, and you decide to eventually go to PC, you won't lose any of your stuff, so it's pretty decent. But I'm extremely interested to hear how you guys are getting on the tourist bus and where you think tourist bus is going to go. Because now obviously we've got Fern bus on the horizon, you know, for console. It's just a bit of a, I don't know, I've been thinking about it quite a lot, to be completely honest. I mean, my view towards it obviously isn't very positive, and that's just simply down to the experience that I've had with TML and Aerosoft so far, which I think a lot of people can agree with. Yeah, definitely. They definitely look a bit brighter, don't they? Although saying that, at night is quite cool, especially with like the LED in the fish tank as well, you know, and the lights as well. It definitely complements it quite nicely. So. Oh. No way, did it got the munchies? Yeah, that's fair enough, Sim Racer. Well, like I say, it's always been a bit of a mixed bag, isn't it, that game? You know, sometimes you have issues, sometimes you don't. It's very hit and miss. I mean, for me, for the longevity of a lot of games these days, I mean, nothing's ever certain, don't get me wrong, you know, and I know that these things take time and money, but when it comes down to, you know, the wire, it's going to be a make or break. When Fernbus comes to console, then we've got to ask ourselves a question of which one would we prefer to have been updated first. And I don't really like the fact that there's going to be a clash between Tourist Bus and Fernbus, because I mean there's a lot of people that want Fernbus to happen, but there's also a lot of people that want Tourist Bus to be finished. You know, so obviously taking on another project of porting it over, you know, will this happen? You know, and that's really a question that really can't be answered. You know, and even if we did want an answer, we wouldn't get it, would we? So, yeah, I mean that's it. I think I'm with you on that one. Got the munchies, to be honest. You know, I don't feel, and I'm not going to buy it just to show people that it's a load of shit, because let's face it, the chances are it probably will be a bit of a disappointment. And I'm only basing that off of, you know, like I said before, the experience that we've had. But I mean, you know, I don't think I will be buying it for console, that's for sure. Based on, obviously, being able to play it on the PC, I can kind of see what it's all about anyway. So I'm not going to be paying just to get a dumbed down sort of still version of a game which I already own. Yeah, it definitely feels that way, Sim Racer, doesn't it? Definitely feels that way. Thing is, like I say, more and more people have got to be honest about these titles. They really do. People need to start speaking up about how they feel about it, more so than like just the people that do enjoy it. Instead of obviously like jumping down on people because they don't particularly share the same opinion as you. That's life. Do you know what I mean? That is life. There's nothing you can do about that. But this is what I mean, you see. Fernbus is definitely taking the spotlight. You know, remember we've still got things that, you know, still got things like Alaskan Truck, which is supposed to be coming to us in December, I'm fairly confident. I think it's the 7th of December. You know, I mean, for trucking, that's supposed to be coming to console, so it's going to be quite an interesting year, I think, for simulation games, especially for the console side of it. And that's all I'm about. You know, I'd love to see more stuff come into console, 100%. But where we've all had our hands burnt in the past, you know, with these titles, where, you know, our expectations are so high, you know, when the games come out and, you know, they're not quite stable, you know, it's like a flood, isn't it? Just negativity. Yeah, that's it, got the munchies, I agree. It's probably the safest thing to do, Sim Racer. Safest thing to do, mate. How's it going, Rocky? Welcome to the stream, mate. Hope you're doing well. You know, it's got to be done, hasn't it? You know, we need to stop buying into games in the hope that it'll be fixed. I think we give these companies too much slack, too much leeway. You know, that's what I was saying. More people need to speak up and tell these companies how they generally feel about their product, because, you know, they're getting away with far too much. As if they don't charge us enough. You know, I think we're owed quite a lot from these companies, these developers, actually. Now, don't get me wrong, I know that, like I've said before, these games, they don't come out in the best of states, and that's fair enough, but it's how they, it's not even that for me, it's how they respond, it's how they communicate, and that goes for any gaming company, any developer. You know, like, if we're having issues with saved data corrupting, surely your first port of call would be to address that as soon as humanly possible. But they don't. Well, that's if they win the court case, Sim Racer. That's if they actually like win the appeal, which I'm sure Sony will find a loophole in that. How they're going to work that out logistically, no one really knows, do they? But I mean, it would be nice. But you know, like I say, we've got quite a few things to look forward to. You know, and at the end of the day, if Fernbus, you know, doesn't live up to expectations, which I'm fairly confident it won't for me personally anyway, you know, we've still got Alaskan Truck to look forward to. You know, Train Sim World 3, it's less than a week away. I mean, so, you know, there's definitely a lot of simulation games on the horizon, that's for sure. How's it going, Stephen, mate? Welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing well. Oh, nice one. Well, I should be in for a little bit of money then if they're going to refund me. Because, I mean, I've bought so many games on PlayStation, it's unbelievable. Ah, nice one, man. Nice one, man. We're not doing too bad. 530 miles left, 14 hours to go. We topped up on fuel, so there should be no reason why we can't literally just do a straight run. I was quite surprised actually on how long the fuel lasts for. Yeah, firefighter sim, really? And the thing is, what gets me, right, is the smugness of them. How they just, they come out and they talk so highly of their games, you know, like they're the best thing since, like, you know, sliced bread. Do you know what I mean? Like, they just, it's, the audacity is unreal. And of course, they go there with the anticipation of being asked certain questions about certain games, and even then, they can't even look people dead in the face and give them a genuine response. Soon, it's coming soon. Yeah, we've been there before. Anybody that stuck around for On the Road, you know, when it came to that wheel support update, you know, that was a bit of a joke. In the next update, they said. And then when that update came out, it was, oh, sorry, we couldn't do that, but it will be in the next update. And it was just it should have become a meme, honestly. It should have become a meme. Unbelievable. You know, it's like, what's it, the police simulator that they did, what was it, Police Simulator 1, 2 and 3, and I saw gameplay for the third one. Oh my god, what was going on there? Just the frame rate drops alone was enough to put anybody off. My question is though, how are they even able to get away with this stuff? Well, it's quite an obvious answer actually. It's money, you know, and I'm glad that a lot of companies like Sony now are being highlighted for ripping people off. Maybe that's why they do it. Maybe that's why gaming developers are allowed to make the bare bones of games and put a hefty price tag on them, because Sony and Microsoft know that they're going to get a decent commission off of every game they sell, you know, for the use of the platform. And I mean, it doesn't matter so much to them, but to us, to us simulation gamers, you know, people that pay top money, top, you know, hard-earned money on games which shouldn't even exist. Is that our fault? Are we to blame? Partly. We are partly to blame. And this is exactly why I won't be buying Fernbus for the console. Because I've kind of had enough of it now, to be honest. What really opened my eyes more than anything is when I went from playing Tourist Bus on PS5 to then buying a cheap key off of some website for it for the PC. And when I actually played the PC side of it, I was absolutely blown away at the amount of features which didn't exist in the console side of it. You know, and yeah, Stephen, they are greedy. I agree, they are greedy. But where do we draw the line? That's what I'm saying. I mean, for as long as it goes, you know, I'm not going to sit here and tell people what to spend their money on. But at least if I do have a certain few people that watch and, you know, certain few people that like to listen, yeah, I'm just trying to warn people more than anything. Got back into Bus 21, not played it. Yeah, I saw that they did a I think it was an update a couple days ago, like a pedestrian update or something. I can't remember, but I know that there was an update for it. I gave up on the road last week when it crashed 7 times in 30 minutes. We'll never buy another game of them. Well, you know, the answer is as clear as day, isn't it? Essentially. Oh, got the munchies. Yeah, that's another point, isn't it? You know, it's the DLC prices. And to be honest with you, I don't even doubt that there will be DLC for Fernbus on top of the DLC that's already available. But the problem is that this DLC really isn't DLC. It's copy and pasted buses from one game to the next. That is all it is. Well, I think Bus Sim 21, it's not flawless. I know that there are some issues within the game, but they're not as nearly as bad as what's going on in Tourist Bus now. But it depends on your style of busing and depends on really how you want to play. You know, they're both, granted they both are busing games, but they both offer two different styles of busing. I prefer the style of busing on Tourist Bus, but I also like some of the mechanics and the systems implemented in Bus Sim. And I think if those two games were to have a baby, it would make a pretty decent busing game, in my opinion. Yeah, I agree with you, Stephen, there. Yeah. Or you know, giving us DLC as a way of saying sorry for the time that it's taken. But obviously there's no money to be made in that. Yeah, you're right there. Got the munchies. Even the bugs get copied and pasted. Oh. Thing is, I don't understand how some people they can sit there and tell me that the game is completely flawless. There's nothing wrong with it. They don't know what I'm talking about. I'm talking a load of rubbish. I even get called a liar for not using the G29 when you can clearly see in the video I'm using the G29. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's just no educating some. You know, for me, it's like Truck Driver. Their DLC that they were supposed to bring out. That's been so long now. You know, and it's just a common story, isn't it? Essentially, it's just a common story which translates across many different titles. And 2022, 2021 for gaming, probably a couple of the worst years. 2022 especially, worst years for AAA games. You know, something needs to be changed. Something isn't right. You know, and we really need to start putting our foot down. Reviewers need to start being a bit more honest, you know, rather than being afraid of losing sponsors and promotions and all that sort of stuff. Like, I get it, I understand why you wouldn't want to lose that, but who's the bigger criminal? Yeah, that's it, Sim Racer, you know. But the thing is, it still doesn't make it right. I mean, even if the DLCs for Fernbus are going to be free, it still doesn't make it right. There's a lot that I want to see. There's a lot that I want to see, and there's a lot that I expect from what they claim to be anyway for those games. But that's the problem. They've done so much damage to their reputation. I mean, they could have been creditable if they put time and effort, and you know, they paid attention to not just the player, but the games and the problems that reside within their games, instead of just powering us off. Then the story would be completely different, you know. And I don't like sitting here and talking negatively about things, and I don't like talking negatively about upcoming games. But it's not me that's the problem, it's the current system of games, you know, the gaming industry in general. You know, it's such a mess. Yeah, that's it, Sim Racer. Even the guy that used to do Sedesco time for the news left the company. So, you know, that basically says an awful lot. You know, just take money and run before the backlash kicks in, you know. I don't know. Yeah, he went out for some milk, got the munchies, never came back. Well, the new acronym, the new name that I've given TML, and what it stands for me now, is too many lies. And when you look at it that way, it kind of all makes sense, you know. I mean, I appreciate the fact that English isn't their first language, you know. They're a German company, they're not the biggest company, you know, but first general, like, really the rule of thumb that you should go by is fix the games that you've already got before releasing more. If you've got if you've got a chemical fire in your house, it's almost as if they're just sat there with a hose pipe. Do you know what I mean? Putting water on a chemical fire. That's all they're doing. The problem is we're paying to keep the tap going. We're paying for that water supply. And the fire is just spreading. It's getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And nobody can put it out. Even they know they can't put it out. So this is why they just continue to do what they do. They're probably going to continue to do it. See how much they can get away with. See how far they can get. And then just call it a day. Hammering out fake Pokemon games. Oh dear. Martin used to do Tedesco time. Yeah, well that's just a common thing to happen, isn't it? You know, I think when it came to Tedesco, I think if you was to hold your breath, you'd probably run out of it. But in a general sense, you know, it's like I sit here and I'm so passionate about these games, and you can really see the sort of potential that these things have, you know. And then just for them to pull the old same card again, the old dribble, just talking out their asses all the time, you know. Oh, this new game is coming soon. You know, we're so excited to show you. Yeah, and then you've got the age-old question in the comments sections like, well, where's the updates for the other games which you promised us about? Do you know what I mean? Like, and then people are still like keen to purchase, to buy into these people. It absolutely blows me away. It's crazy. You know, for us, you know, simmers, us people that really enjoy simulation games for what they are, and don't get me wrong, you know, not like we've discussed previously, I understand that not every game is perfect, but that's kind of not what I'm trying to say. It's more along the lines of, we know that we've been promised updates, they know that, but are failing to deliver. And you know, I don't know if anybody else is the same as me, but I cannot stand people that say they're going to do things and then they don't actually do them. You know, and that's where my negative view has now come into, you know, TML and Aerosoft. And the chances are I probably won't be buying any more of their games myself either, just off of that premise, you know. Yeah, Assetto Corsa Competizione, as they say. Yeah, it's a good game. It was a bit of a mock-up to what they did for the PS4 players, though. You know, but oh, you know, that's another story. Yeah, Stephen, that's what I mean. To be fair, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. We aren't going to get a genuinely. You know, we aren't going to get a decent game from that company. It's just not going to happen unless they explore other areas, other ideas. You know, or get some other investment in, you know, some more developers in, or partner up with another company. We're just going to get the same half-baked, washed-out crap that we're used to now. You know, but like I was saying, this is just my opinion, this is just my take on it. You know, if you like these games, that's fair enough. I'm not trying to take that away from anybody. I'm just expressing the way that I feel personally about the general experience that I've had with this company so far. And yeah, you're right there, Stephen, it is. But on a more positive note anyway, you know, I've got a few more games coming to the channel. Definitely going to be covering Gas Station Sim. I think that looks pretty decent, you know, so I'm going to give that a little go. And just have a look at some of these smaller sort of, you know, sim titles really. Train Sim World 2 will be coming to the channel as well. So if you're interested in that and new here, you know what to do, all that good stuff. Like and subscribe, turn that bell notification on. You can watch me fail miserably at driving trains. Yeah, that's it, Sim Racer. I mean, I think just trying to get that message out there about those companies, like anybody that plays console games right now, or anybody that plays console games right now and are thinking about buying a PC, I can guarantee you that the moment you get a PC, you will regret buying those games for the console. And that's just the hard truth. All the money that you've spent on silly games made by TML and Aerosoft and all that sort of stuff, you'll wish that you never bought them. Because we have such masterpieces like this, an American Truck. You know, and those games, I know that we're talking trucking and bussing, but they don't even come into the same conversation, the same context as to what these two games offer. And even so, with American Truck and Euro Truck, you can buy both games and the majority of their DLCs cheaper than what you can by buying Phone Bus, On the Road, you know, and Tourist Bus all together, you know, which is crazy. Oh, driving the train's not so much the problem, Sim Racer. Once I'm going, I'm fine. I just need about, you know, 50 football pitches to stop. No, I mean, like I say, I haven't invested an awful lot of time into Train Sim, and I think, like I said before, what really put me off was there was no real sort of like dummy tutorial on how to reset trains. Sometimes you pull the emergency brake and that's it, you're stuck. There's no way of resetting the train and getting going again, you know, and with the lack of, you know, information there, you know, for somebody that doesn't really know an awful lot about trains, it's quite hard to transition, you know. Lucy with a football, eh? Aerosoft and TML, they're the sorts of companies to throw the grenade, you know, and you pick it up, pull the pin and throw it back. You know, they just don't learn. Oh, and yeah, the Xenon lights are a godsend, yeah. There are mods to get loads of different coloured bulbs as well. Green, purple, orange. You name it, the list does go on. Oh, of course. Nice little speeding offence there. Wouldn't be my channel if I didn't get caught speeding at least once. Oh, nice one, got the munchies. Well, like I say, I'll do a stream on it, and hopefully, you know, be awesome to have a little bit of you know, a little bit of advice. Gonna be guided through it a little bit by you guys. You know, it'd be pretty sweet. Oh, I'm on a border checkpoint. I guess everything was okay because the bollard went up. But yeah, I'll definitely be jumping into some Train Sim World 2 and seeing how I get on. I am going to cover a little bit more of Power Wash Simulator as well, because I quite enjoy playing that. There's so many games I want to play, there's just not enough hours in the day, you know. Yeah, Stephen, I'm terrible for it. Yeah, made it past. Engine failure? Wow, I've never had engine failure before. What if you got a lead foot? But yes. Train Sim World 2, and I'll also cover the new one as well. Yeah, I find games like Power Wash Sim, they're okay in small doses. It's very nice to just be able to switch it up, you know, and that's really what I want to do. I just want to switch it up. You know, playing Euro Truck and American Truck is fine, but like I say, I enjoy playing other games too. You know, I'm not strictly just set to one game in particular, and that's what I like about the way that I've, you know, the way that I've approached my channel. You know, is I don't have a strict time schedule. You know, I don't have a schedule at all, to be honest with you. It's just whatever I fancy playing when I fancy playing it, really. Engine just cut out. Wow. I don't know how you managed to do that. Well, he must have been, Stephen. I mean, in all my time of playing American Truck and Euro Truck, I have never once run out of fuel, and I've never once had a critical engine failure anyway. Yeah, that takes some doing, that. It's probably driving one of those 3,000 brake horsepower engines in first gear. Just revving the absolute crap out of it. Rev limiter's gone round 6 times. That's the thing though. Like, anybody watching this, yeah, and they look at the way that I'm driving, or they think that they can do better. You know, that's fair enough. But when you actually get your hands on this game and you use the steering wheel with a you know, a clutch and a shifter, you'll actually appreciate how difficult it is to drive these lorries in that manner. Also, obviously, streaming, looking at a different screen, reading the chat. You know what I mean? It's quite complicated sometimes. I went hard on power wash. My dad had a company, so I knew all the equipment and nozzles. Ah, fair enough. I had to get rid of all the engine mods, too powerful. Kept getting speeding tickets. I don't know what you're talking about. I've never had a speeding ticket in my life. But it is tough. There's so much to pay attention to. But the one thing I really love about this game more than anything is how intelligent the AI is. Just how they overtake you, you know, just how they comply with the road rules and stuff. You know, it's really immersive. You know, the AI are pretty much the gatekeepers of this game, you know, as to what you can really get away with. You can even download a mod for the traffic density, so you can make this, what you're seeing now, like rush hour. Yeah, that's it, Sim Racer. It's so immersive. You know, for what it is, for how long the routes may be, you know, I'll never stop playing this game. Unless they make a new one, you know, and they outdo themselves, you know, it's going to be crazy when they do that. But it just really shows you, like, you know, what you can achieve if you put the right team behind it. And I respect them for that. Done a hell of a job with it. But watching somebody play it and then actually playing it for yourself, it's a completely different experience, and I don't really know how to describe it, but it can be a little bit daunting and overwhelming when you first play it, because there's an awful lot of settings to go through, key bindings, if you've got a wheel, setting that up and getting that right, you know. But once you get all that stuff out of the way, oh, isn't it worth it? Do you know what I mean? It's so worth it. Well, I mean, I personally think that the graphics for this game are next to none. You know, I haven't played any other simulation game quite like this that offers all this detail, like in-game physics, mechanics detail, and then visual detail as well. You know, most of the time you've got to kind of like sacrifice one to have the other when it comes to simulation games, and that happens quite a lot on the console side of it. So it's partly the reason why we don't get games like this for console, because it's just too much going on. Ugh. I've discovered a viewpoint. Very cool. I absolutely love driving at this time of the morning. Just before the sun's about to rise. Whoa. Check that trailer. Yeah, 2 days trying to figure out what the hell he was doing. God. Was I supposed to go into that one? Whoops. Yeah, looks like it. Yeah, that's it, Stephen. I hope that they decide to make a busing game. But I think for me, for the whole busing side of things, it's the market these days. It's definitely, whoa. Need to start paying more attention to that side. But the market is definitely saturated with busing games. Look at that view though. Huh. Do you know, for Fernbus for PC, I actually find it very bland. I actually see it very basic, because it is. If you watch the last stream that I did on Fernbus, it kind of shows you what I mean by that. Just the in-game options, you know. Like I said, Tourist Bus has actually got more to do in it than what Fernbus does. So, I know, take that as you will, I suppose. All these document checks. God. Lorry drivers must be get so fed up of that. Just constantly having to produce documents. If this developer made a busing game, you know, they'd be top dog. I have no doubt about that. Yeah, no worries, Sim Racer. Take it easy, man. Thank you for joining. You know, this won't be too long of a stream. I will finish this route and then that'll be the end of it. But like I say, I appreciate you all coming in. Thank you to all the new subscribers and the current subscribers. You know, it's massively appreciated. You know, we will get some form of giveaway sorted out. So I'm quite looking forward to that, actually. But yeah, I mean, for what's coming to the channel, it'll definitely be some Train Sim World 2 and 3. I may even wait off, I may even hold off of Train Sim World 2 and just wait for 3. We'll see, we'll see. But I mean, you know, there'll be Gas Station Sim as well coming to the channel. You know, we're just trying to up it, you know. Whoa. I appreciate you coming in, Stephen. Honestly, I do. Yeah, I mean, like I say, Train Sim World, I played it a little bit on the PS5, Train Sim World 2 that is. I played it a little bit on the PS5 just before they did the PS5 upgrade, and then I played the PS5 upgrade for a little bit. But I always seem to run into the same situation. You know, I think you got to really pay very close attention to what you're doing, and at the time there was just so much going on that I just couldn't physically do that, you know. Oh, that's pretty cool, got the munchies, you know, that would be cool. If there was some form of like training program or facility where you could just try and get to grips with what you're doing without any sort of like repercussion, you know, like no passengers on board. Because I guess it's all about learning each individual train to a T, isn't it? You know, knowing how they work. where all the buttons are. But I mean, the idea behind it sounds pretty cool. It definitely sounds pretty cool, and I will be taking a look at it. You know, and the fact that it's coming to the Xbox Games Pass as well, you know, that's even more of a bonus, because, you know, if you don't like it, you haven't lost anything, have you? I mean, they're sort of like intros, you know, they're tutorials, you know. I think they did okay with explaining a few things, but there was no real follow-up. It was just like, here you go, here's a button, press this, and, you know, off you go. Maybe a little bit more information as to what the button actually does and why you need to press it, etc. You know, kind of give you a bit of an understanding of the main function. It'd be pretty cool if they had like manuals, like books, like inside the cab, you know, and then if you ever kind of get stuck on a certain procedure, you could look back through the book to kind of like refresh your memory. Oh, that sounds pretty cool, Stephen. But that's it. I mean, like we say, these games have a lot of potential, and I think all the people that play the Train Sim World games, they know what they would like. Whoa, what they would like in their next game. So I guess it all comes down to whether they actually listen to their player base. And I mean, I only say that because of the state of the gaming industry at the moment. You know, we can put a lot of trust and faith into these companies, but sometimes when they've made a second game and then they go into a third game, sometimes you can kind of see it as a bit of a wasted opportunity, you know. Yeah, just like a little manual or something that you could flick through, because I'm sure in the real world, if you was a train conductor, you would have some form of, like, you know, book or manual to, you know, to kind of refresh your mind on the procedures that you need, you know, when on a train, because I'm sure that there's a few moments where people kind of forget stuff. Especially the early days, anyway. I mean, it'd be your best friend, wouldn't it? Essentially. Yeah, I mean, I know Train Sim World 2 has a lot of my local routes. But the one thing that really annoys me more than anything is quite simply having to pay to have the luxury of driving a train through your local route when you could literally just jump on the train and experience it, you know, for real. I know that's like, you know, not all in the same cases, but I guess this is what we love about these games, you know, being able to do and drive and go places which we, you know, we can't or never will be able, you know, be able to go to, especially driving a train or a truck or whatever. You know, it's not always on the cards for everyone, but this is why we love the simulation games, isn't it? To be able to enjoy these things. It's pretty incredible. But yeah, I'm quite eager now to actually jump on Train Sim World 2 and give it a full go. Maybe, I mean, it's Friday tomorrow, so maybe I could do that for tomorrow's stream. Be pretty sweet. Spice it up a bit. To be fair, got the munchies. I played Lawn Mowing Sim on the PlayStation, and it wasn't that bad. But yet again, it's another game that's only good in small doses. There's only so much grass you can cut. And to be fair, once you've bought all the big mowers and you've got all the company the way that you want it, it can become pretty stale pretty quickly. But I want to see more. I want to see more simulation games, kind of on the sides of, like, you know, sort of like realistic jobs. Do you know what I mean? You know, lorry driving, train driving, flying your planes, all that kind of stuff is pretty cool. But like, it'd be nice if you could drive freight trains. It would be nice if there was like a cargo ship sim, you know, where you could sail around the world, docking, go to different ports, things like that, delivering different goods, etc. You know, that would be pretty fun. You know, I'm not like saying, you know, we need like a hairdressing simulator or something like that, you know, but to something of that nature would be pretty sweet. Yeah, got the munchies, the grind, but that was part of it though, because there was the lack of content. They really milked that. It took forever to get the basics of things, and the fact that you had to buy a bigger HQ in order to get different vehicle bays, or more vehicle bays, should I say. I didn't like the idea of it personally. Pretty long-winded. They just bloated it, I think. Yeah, I agree with you, Stephen. That would be pretty cool. Like garbage waste and disposal logistics or something. Yeah, I mean, that's it, got the munchies. I mean, if you want to cut grass, farming sim is... You can do that in farming sim anyway, and I find that tedious on there. Do you know, I absolutely love farming sim. You know, I've put a lot of hours into farming simulator. The problem is, for me, on the streaming and capturing video side of it, is that I'm not invested in the game enough to be able to hold a topic of conversation about it for a long period of time. Because watching somebody plough a field is not very exciting, is it? If you're bored doing it yourself and wish that you would hurry up, you know, you can only imagine what the viewer would think. But let me know what you guys think. Would you like to see some? Oh, in fact, actually, I'll probably do two. I'll probably do two streams tomorrow, as it's Friday. Yeah, we'll probably touch base on a little bit of Train Sim World 2, and then we'll probably do some gas station sim as well. SnowRunner. Now, as much as I like that game, I was pretty disappointed, in fact, with the previous season, Season 7. I don't really like the direction that they're taking at the moment when it comes to their seasons. So, probably not got the munchies, if I'm honest. I think it's got to a point for me, for SnowRunner, as much as I like the game, it's definitely about time that they make a new one. You know, we got like Season 7 now, Season 8, or whatever they want to call it. Do you know what I mean? I think it's about time now that, you know, they need to kind of pull a new game out of their hat. Because I'm fairly confident the people that made Dakar 18, I think they partnered up with the same people that developed SnowRunner, and I think that they're bringing out a new game at some point. I remember watching a trailer for it. It looked pretty cool. You know, if you're into that sort of stuff, of course. There we are. Like a glove. Reliable contractor. Not bad, not bad. The racing with the one with the small map, jumping the shark, it was lazy. I hope the last bit we get here is normal. Yeah, I mean, like I say, I didn't like the co-op races and stuff. Like you pay for a season just to load in, to find out that to be able to complete the map fully, you need to have somebody else to play it with. And as we know, gaming these days, it's not easy to find people to game with. You know, I'm sure at one point we were all there, and we all used to have people to game with. But now things are not so much the same, are they? Yeah, that's it. But I think that was a pretty cool haul, if I'm completely honest with you. Like I say, guys, I appreciate each and every one of you coming in. It's an absolute pleasure as always. I hope you've enjoyed the stream. Like I say, if you do enjoy it, then please leave us a cheeky like. If you're new here, subscribe, turn that bell notification on. You know all that good stuff by now. But yeah, guys, like I say, I appreciate you all coming in. But until next time, I hope you enjoy the rest of your evenings. Take it easy, stay safe, and I will catch you all in the next one.